Social media feeds often claim if you didn't invest at 20, you have already lost. This constant noise creates a paralyzing fear that your best financial years are long gone. But what if the data proves your 40s are actually your ultimate financial superpower? Welcome to the reality where late starter math turns conventional wisdom completely on its head. I am Nick, and I analyze the mathematics of wealth building to find the truth. Beyond just the numbers, I study the complex psychology behind achieving true financial freedom. Is it really over just because you didn't buy Bitcoin during your college years? Many believe they missed the boat, but the race is actually just entering the backstretch. At 40, you are entering your peak earning years with more leverage than ever before. You have spent decades building career capital that younger investors simply cannot match yet. This accumulated experience acts as a powerful multiplier for every dollar you invest today. Your mind has reached its cognitive prime, allowing for sharper decisions and focused long-term strategy. You no longer chase every shiny object because you have developed a robust financial immune system. This internal defense keeps you disciplined when market volatility causes the younger crowds to panic. What felt like a sprint in your 20s becomes a calculated, high-speed victory lap now. Late starter math shows that larger contributions can quickly overtake decades of small, inconsistent savings. Your 40s aren't the end of the race. They're where the real financial speed is found. What if your most productive years aren't behind you, but right in front of your face? We are dismantling the 40-year-old myth to reveal a path toward massive, accelerated wealth. Forget the pep talks because we are diving deep into the cold, hard financial evidence. I will show you exactly why the hustle culture influencers are ignoring these crucial numbers. Before we talk about psychology, let's talk about the eighth wonder of the world. Let us settle the compound interest debate once and for all with a comparison that shouldn't be possible. Many believe that missing your 20s means the game of wealth is already over for you. But what if 15 years of waiting only cost you a tiny fraction of the total outcome? We are diving into the late starter math that the loudest hustle culture influencers often ignore. Imagine an early starter who begins investing $500 every single month at age 25. They steadily contribute until age 65 while earning a consistent 7% annual return. Over 40 years, that steady drip accumulates into an impressive total of approximately $1.3 million. It is a classic success story that financial advisors use to scare anyone over 35. The 20-year-old is like a slow drip faucet, building a massive reservoir over many decades of time. Now, let's look at a professional who starts their journey much later at age 40. Instead of small amounts, they utilize their peak earning years to invest $1,500 monthly. They apply that same 7% return over 25 years until they reach age 65. Despite starting 15 years late, they accumulate a staggering total of approximately $1.2 million. Look closely at those numbers because the difference between starting early and late is surprisingly small. In this scenario, the 40-year-old is a powerful fire hose compared to the early starter's slow drip. You have nearly matched the early bird's result by leveraging your higher income and career capital. This mathematical reality proves that the missed boat fear is often nothing more than a myth. But what happens when you fully embrace your cognitive prime and push your contributions even further? This is where your financial immune system begins to protect your future with serious intentional velocity. Would you rather save $500 for 40 years or $2,500 for 25? If you save $2,500 a month for 25 years at 7%, magic happens. That consistent commitment results in a massive portfolio worth a total of $2 million. You haven't just caught up to the 25-year-old. You have completely surpassed their final results. This is the true power of late starter math when applied with focus and discipline. Your higher salary in your 40s allows you to accomplish in decades what others do in lifetimes. The eighth wonder of the world still works for you, even if you arrive late to the party. We are rewriting the narrative for every professional who feels they have fallen too far behind. You possess the resources now that your younger self could only dream of having at their disposal. The head start is a gap you can actually close by maximizing your current earning potential. Stop mourning the lost years and start leveraging the significant financial strength you have right now. The math is on your side as long as you are willing to act with urgency today. Let us look at a concrete roadmap that turns theoretical math into a stunning $2 million reality. Many people believe that starting at 40 means you have missed the boat on true wealth building. However, your peak earning years provide a financial engine that younger investors simply cannot match yet. You possess career capital and experience that allow for a more aggressive, high-volume investment strategy today. By utilizing late starter math, you can actually outpace those who started 20 years before you. Imagine committing $2,500 every single month to a disciplined and focused investment portfolio. This level of contribution builds a robust financial immune system against future economic uncertainty and inflation. While a 20-year-old might save $50, your higher income allows for much greater financial velocity. You are currently entering your cognitive prime, where your decision-making and earning potential reach their peak. Sustaining this $2,500 monthly investment requires focus, but the projected outcome is life-changing. Over a 25-year period, this consistent contribution creates a massive snowball effect for your wealth. We are targeting a steady 7% annual return to maximize the growth of your hard-earned capital. A 7% return might sound modest, but combined with high volume, it yields incredible results. Watch how the numbers shift as your career capital fuels your portfolio month after relentless month. Compounding works best when you feed the machine with the significant resources you have available now. Early starters often lack the heavy-hitting capital that a seasoned professional can deploy during their prime. While they rely on time, you are relying on the sheer force of your current earning power. This strategy proves that volume can effectively bridge the gap left by a later start in life. After 25 years of discipline, that monthly commitment transforms into a staggering $2 million retirement fund. $2 million provides a level of freedom and security that most people only dream of achieving. This isn't just a hopeful estimate. It is the predictable result of late starter math in action. You are leveraging your professional success to secure a future that is both stable and incredibly prosperous. Every dollar invested now is a brick in the fortress of your long-term financial independence. The contrast between small early starts and your current high-volume capability is your greatest strategic advantage. Your financial immune system grows stronger with every month you stick to this ambitious $2 million plan. Do not let the myth of the missed opportunity stop you from claiming your financial throne today. The math clearly shows that starting at 40 with intensity is better than never starting at all. You have the tools, the income, and the strategy to build a legendary legacy starting right now. Focus on the 25-year horizon and let the power of 7% do the heavy lifting. This is how you reclaim your future and prove that your best financial years are still ahead. Now that you've seen the math, let's talk about the why behind your financial future. I'm Nick, and I spend my life analyzing the intricate mathematics of building lasting wealth. Beyond the numbers, I also study the deep psychology required to achieve true financial freedom. I've noticed a pattern that the young stars simply haven't lived long enough to experience yet. While 20-somethings have raw energy, they often lack the focus that only comes with age. A younger investor is like a sprinter with a map they simply cannot read quite yet. You, however, are the seasoned driver who already knows every shortcut to the final destination. Why is your experience more valuable than the raw energy of someone half your age? You are entering your peak earning years, where your income potential finally matches your professional expertise. This stage of life is your cognitive prime, where decision-making and strategy finally start to align. Years of hard work have built massive career capital that younger professionals haven't even begun to accumulate. It is this professional value that allows you to generate wealth faster than you ever did before. Social media tells you it is too late, but they ignore the leverage your experience provides. You have developed a financial immune system that protects you from the reckless mistakes of youth. What does a 45-year-old know that a 25-year-old cannot even begin to imagine today? You understand risk, not as a scary monster, but as a tool to be managed wisely. Late starter math proves that your current earning power can easily overcome a slower start. You don't need 40 years to build wealth when your strategy is now focused and efficient. Your maturity allows you to filter out the noise that distracts those who are just starting out. Instead of chasing every trend, you focus on the proven strategies that actually move the needle. Every setback you've faced has prepared you to handle the volatility of the modern financial markets. This isn't just about catching up. It's about surpassing the goals you once thought were impossible. Financial success at this stage is less about time and more about the value you generate. Let's explore how your unique perspective turns the disadvantage of time into a powerful financial weapon. And it all starts with what is happening inside your own head. We think of aging as a slow decline, but science says it is actually a massive biological upgrade. Harvard and MIT have found something that should change how you look at your own brain forever. What if your brain is actually more powerful now than it was when you were 22? While a 20-year-old brain is a fast processor, your older brain is a finely programmed supercomputer. Research from these top universities reveals that your cognitive prime is happening right now, in your 40s. This breakthrough research shows your brain is reaching its absolute peak potential for complex, high-level work. Specifically, the human ability to synthesize complex information is a skill that only peaks in your 40s. Synthesis is your new superpower, allowing you to connect dots that younger minds simply cannot see. You are no longer just collecting data. You are finally understanding how all the pieces fit together. This cognitive prime means you can navigate complexity with a level of clarity you lacked years ago. Beyond synthesis, Harvard and MIT discovered that strategic decision-making also hits its stride in your 40s. Your brain has evolved to weigh risks and rewards with a precision that youth cannot replicate. This refined judgment is what allows you to make moves that maximize your long-term career capital. Every year of experience has built a mental library that your brain now uses for lightning-fast strategy. In knowledge-based careers, this unique mental shift creates a window for absolute peak professional performance. According to the Harvard Business Review, this golden era of performance occurs between ages 40 and 55. These 15 years represent the most valuable time in your life to leverage your professional skills. You are currently standing at the intersection of deep experience and your brain's highest cognitive output. This is not just a biological peak. It is the ultimate foundation for your financial immune system. Your 40s are not the beginning of the end, but the start of your true cognitive prime. By utilizing this biological advantage, you can accelerate your wealth-building journey faster than ever before. You have the mental tools to master late starter math and turn your experience into profit. But how does this biological peak translate into actual dollars in your bank account? The world treats 50 like the end of the road, but the data tells a completely different story. Your brain is peaking now, and the global market is finally ready to pay for your expertise. While social media chases the young, real wealth often begins exactly where you are standing today. Let us look at the hard evidence that proves your most profitable years are just starting to ignite. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, median earnings reach their absolute highest point between 45 and 54. This is the window where your decades of experience transform into your most powerful financial immune system. You are not just working harder. You are finally reaping the rewards of accumulated, high-value career capital. When do you think professionals actually earn their highest paycheck in today's competitive and evolving economy? Research from PayScale indicates that college-educated professionals hit their salary peak around age 50 to 52. Think of your earning power in your late 40s like a massive rocket hitting second-stage ignition. Are you currently sitting in your most profitable decade without realizing just how much power you hold? This peak is not just a small bump. It is a dramatic shift in your total lifetime value. Statistics show college-educated professionals see massive salary increases of 30 to 50% from their 30s. Imagine your baseline pay from 10 years ago suddenly jumping by half as you enter your prime. This surge happens because your cognitive prime perfectly aligns with the market's demand for seasoned leadership. Late starter math becomes much easier when you are fueling the fire with these peak earning years. The data confirms that you are not behind. You are simply entering the highest leverage phase of life. Your 40-year-old wealth myth disappears when you realize the mountain's peak is actually right in front of you. Every year of experience you have gained is now a multiplier for the income you will soon earn. This is the moment where your professional mastery and financial strategy finally converge into massive wealth. But having a high salary is not enough. You need the leverage to keep it and grow it. Earning power is not just about years worked, but about the immense value of your career capital. Why does a surgeon or a senior engineer suddenly see their pay explode once they hit 45? Is it simply seniority, or is there a rarer force driving these massive compensation packages? Career capital is like a snowball that has finally gathered enough mass to create its own gravity. You are entering your peak earning years, where decades of specialized knowledge finally pay their full dividends. Consider the medical world, where specialists spend decades honing skills that few others on Earth possess. Surgeons and medical specialists often earn $400,000 to $600,000 starting in their mid-40s. This explosion in income happens because they have reached their cognitive prime while maintaining physical precision. The same phenomenon occurs in the high-stakes world of technology and global software development. Senior software engineers at major tech companies often reach $300,000 compensation packages in their 40s. At this stage, you are no longer just writing code. You are architecting systems that sustain industries. For those in the boardroom, the financial rewards of experience become even more pronounced and impactful. Corporate executives typically receive their highest compensation packages in their late 40s and early 50s. Your industry reputation becomes a powerful magnet, attracting opportunities that were invisible during your younger years. How do you turn that hard-earned reputation into a massive $600,000 total package? Contrast these $300,000 salaries with the entry-level pay you accepted in your early 20s. You have transitioned from trading time for money to trading high-level expertise for significant wealth. This massive income acts as a financial immune system, protecting your future against unexpected market volatility. This is the engine that drives late starter math, turning high income into lasting legacy quickly. It is about the rarity of the skill and the leverage you have built over 20 years. You have spent decades building the leverage required to command these massive, life-changing compensation packages. But earning more is useless if you are losing it to the same mistakes you made at 25. To stop those youthful mistakes, you must first identify the unique leverage points your career now offers. Your 40s represent a massive shift where your accumulated experience finally transforms into high-value market influence. This is the moment to stop trading hours for dollars and start trading expertise for exponential impact. Let us look at how specific professionals leverage their career capital to command these elite compensation packages. Consider the software engineering world, where experience is often more valuable than knowing the latest trendy framework. Senior software engineers at major tech companies often reach $300,000 total compensation packages in their 40s. This isn't just about writing code. It is about the architectural wisdom that prevents million-dollar technical disasters. The same principle applies to the medical field, where specialization and years of practice finally pay off. Surgeons and medical specialists often make $400,000 to $600,000 annually, starting in their mid-40s. Their hands carry the weight of decades of training, making their specific expertise nearly impossible to replicate. Move your focus to the corporate boardroom, where the stakes and the rewards reach their absolute peak. Corporate executives typically receive their highest compensation packages while navigating their late 40s and early 50s. Companies pay a premium for the steady leadership and strategic vision that only comes with a track record. You might not be a surgeon or a CEO, but your unique professional path has its own goldmine. It is time to audit your own career and find the specialized skills that define your unique value. Ask yourself, what specific problems do I solve that others find incredibly difficult or impossible to handle? Grab a pen and list every specialized skill you have honed over the last 2 decades of work. These skills are the engine of your financial immune system, protecting your future while accelerating wealth growth. Identify the one ability you possess that commands the highest premium in today's competitive global marketplace. This specialized knowledge is your ticket to maximizing your peak earning years and securing your financial legacy. Every year you have worked has built a layer of value that most 20-somethings simply cannot offer. Recognizing these leverage points is the first step toward turning your professional history into a financial powerhouse. If you want to retire wealthy, you must lean into the skills that make you indispensable to others. By focusing on these high-income skills, you can finally put your late starter math into high gear. Now that you know your value, it is time to build a system that protects every dollar earned. What if I told you that by age 40, you have naturally developed a powerful financial immune system? This is where the wisdom of age actually becomes a visible line item on your balance sheet. In your 20s, your finances had no immune system, leaving you vulnerable to every bad impulse buy. Back then, a single emotional purchase could cripple your progress for months or even years to come. But now, your brain has developed the specific antibodies required to resist the lure of modern consumerism. Why are you less likely to buy that must-have gadget today than you were 10 years ago? Research shows that people in their 40s consistently make better financial decisions than younger individuals do. Your cognitive prime is not just about intelligence, but about the hard-won experience of past mistakes. Think about the thousands of dollars you saved simply by saying no to things you don't need. This natural resistance acts as a shield, protecting your growing career capital from being wasted on trifles. Furthermore, individuals in their 40s are significantly less likely to take on high-interest consumer debt today. You understand that high interest is a parasite that eats away at your hard-earned. Late starter math. Instead of chasing status symbols, you are focused on building a foundation that actually lasts for decades. How much is this improved decision-making really worth over a 20-year period of sustained wealth building? Beyond avoiding debt, your financial immune system also focuses on creating a robust and reliable safety net. Data reveals that individuals in their 40s are far more likely to maintain dedicated emergency savings accounts. You have learned that life is unpredictable, and having cash on hand is the ultimate peace of mind. This emergency fund ensures that a broken water heater or car repair never derails your investment strategy. Having this liquidity allows you to remain aggressive with your peak earning years without fear of collapse. You are no longer playing defense against your own impulses, but offense against the volatility of life. This shift in behavior is exactly why starting now is more effective than starting in your youth. Your mature psychological profile turns every dollar earned into a permanent brick in your financial fortress. This robust immune system is what allows you to plan for a future that is actually achievable. By protecting your capital today, you ensure the math we discussed earlier finally works in your favor. While younger workers focus purely on growth, your true advantage lies in reducing costly financial friction. Think of your wealth as a bucket that your younger self was constantly poking holes in. Every dollar earned by a 20-something often leaks out through high-interest consumer debt and impulsive spending. This constant burn rate creates a massive drag that even a high salary struggles to overcome. However, by your 40s, you have likely stopped these leaks by mastering the art of discipline. Statistics show that individuals in their 40s are significantly less likely to carry high-interest consumer debt. You no longer feel the desperate need to impress others with borrowed money or fleeting trends. This shift isn't just maturity. It is the practical application of your hard-won career capital. When you stop leaking money to credit card interest, your savings potential begins to explode exponentially. Beyond avoiding debt, your generation is far more likely to maintain a robust emergency fund. Having this cash cushion means you never have to liquidate investments during a sudden market downturn. Your cognitive prime allows you to see these financial traps before they even have a chance to spring. This stability creates a perfect environment where late starter math can finally work its incredible magic. Every dollar you save today is worth more because it does not have to fight against debt. Younger workers might earn more than they did before, but they often burn it just as fast. You, however, have optimized your spending to ensure that your peak earning years are not wasted. Your financial immune system is now working overtime to protect every single cent of your growing wealth. This lack of financial friction is the hidden engine behind the wealth-building power of your 40s. While others are still paying for past mistakes, you are finally free to fund your future. It is time to leverage this discipline and turn your remaining working years into a financial masterpiece. Saving is simply easier when you aren't paying a premium to live an expensive lifestyle. This structural advantage allows you to accelerate your progress far faster than any 20-year-old could. The biggest lie about retirement is that you can just wing it while you are still young. Clarity is the ultimate weapon for every 40-something investor looking to build serious wealth today. This mental focus transforms your financial journey into a targeted and unstoppable strategic mission for the future. In your 20s, every luxury feels like a necessity, but middle age brings a much sharper perspective. What happens to your wealth when you finally stop lying to yourself about your true daily needs? Data proves people in their 40s are far better at distinguishing essential needs from fleeting emotional wants. This cognitive shift acts as a massive biological upgrade to your long-term financial decision-making process. You no longer feel the constant pressure to keep up with trends that drain your potential savings. By mastering your desires, you unlock the full power of your hard-earned career capital every single month. Your financial immune system now identifies wasteful spending habits before they can infect your growing retirement portfolio. While a youth's retirement plan is often a hazy sketch, your plan has become a solid blueprint. Is a realistic plan more powerful than a youthful dream fueled by unrealistic expectations and pure guesswork? Investors in their 40s are significantly more realistic about their retirement planning timelines than younger workers. You understand exactly how much time is left and what specific actions are required to succeed now. This grounded approach prevents the dangerous get-rich-quick mentality that ruins so many early investors' lives. Late starter math thrives on this realism, turning cold facts into a predictable path toward financial freedom. During your peak earning years, this realistic outlook ensures every dollar is working toward a definite goal. You are no longer chasing ghosts, but instead building a fortress based on actual numbers and timelines. Operating in your cognitive prime means you possess the wisdom to stay the course through market volatility. You recognize that building $2 million requires steady discipline rather than a lucky roll of dice. Your ability to distinguish value from noise becomes your most profitable asset during these critical working years. This mental clarity converts the friction of younger years into a streamlined engine for massive wealth accumulation. Every realistic goal you set today brings you closer to the life you have actually earned already. But if you are still not convinced that the late bloom is the best bloom, look closer. Let us examine the giants who proved that starting later can lead to much greater historical success. Imagine being 44 years old and just starting the massive project that will define your entire legacy. Most people think the race is over by 40, but for Sam Walton, the race was just beginning. Before he became a household name, Walton spent 2 decades quietly learning the complex ropes of retail management. Throughout his 20s and 30s, he wasn't failing. He was meticulously building his vast career capital. He managed small retail stores, observing every customer interaction and learning what truly makes a business thrive. By the time he reached midlife, he had developed a financial immune system that younger competitors simply lacked. Then, at the age of 44, he took everything he learned and opened the very first Walmart. He wasn't just starting a campfire. He was lighting a fuse he had been building for 20 years. This wasn't a gamble by a reckless youth, but a calculated move backed by decades of experience. That single late start decision eventually grew into a retail empire that changed the global economy forever. Today, the Walton family net worth exceeds $400 billion, proving that starting late pays off. If Sam Walton was too late at 44, then why is his family the wealthiest on earth? But Walton isn't a solitary outlier in the data. He is actually part of a massive trend. Let us shift our focus from the retail floor to the most prestigious laboratories and libraries in the world. We often obsess over 20-year-old geniuses, yet the real data on human achievement tells a different story. When we look at Nobel Prize winners, we see a pattern that shatters the myth of early success. The average age of Nobel winners when they perform their prize-winning work is actually 40 years old. This is exactly when your cognitive prime begins to align perfectly with your accumulated professional experience. At 40, you aren't slowing down. You are finally entering the zone where your greatest work happens. This is the moment where late starter math begins to accelerate, turning decades of effort into sudden breakthroughs. Whether you are building a business or solving a scientific mystery, your middle years are your most powerful. Walton and these brilliant minds show that the 40-year clock is the gateway to your peak earning years. Your previous decades weren't wasted. They were the essential preparation for the masterpiece you are about to create. If the world's most brilliant minds follow this timeline, why are you worried about your own start date? Even the world's most brilliant minds follow this same 40-year clock, proving that your peak is still ahead. We are constantly bombarded with stories of tech prodigies changing the world before their 21st birthdays. These headlines suggest that if you haven't disrupted an industry by 30, you have already failed. However, this cultural obsession with youth ignores a much more powerful reality hiding in plain sight. Behind the noise of social media, the most significant human achievements happen much later in life. Consider the peak of intellectual triumph, where the world's greatest breakthroughs are actually born and refined. Statistics show the average age of Nobel Prize winners during their prize-winning work is exactly 40. At 40, these brilliant minds finally possess the perfect blend of raw intelligence and deep experience. This is your cognitive prime, a window where complex problem-solving reaches its most formidable and effective state. While the world cheers for the disruptors, the masters are busy building legacies that last for generations. It is not just about scientific discovery. This 40-year clock applies to massive financial empires as well. Think back to Sam Walton, who utilized his career capital to build a truly staggering global powerhouse. Today, the Walton family net worth exceeds $400 billion, a testament to late-start momentum. This level of wealth isn't built on youthful luck, but on the disciplined application of experience. By your 40s, you have developed a financial immune system that protects your growing assets from mistakes. You are no longer chasing every shiny trend, but making calculated moves with your peak earning years. Your late starter math is working silently in the background, compounding your wisdom into tangible financial results. The myth of the young disruptor is a distraction from your own incredible potential for massive growth. Real value often takes decades to mature, ripening just as you reach your most capable professional decade. Do not let a 20-year-old's headline make you feel like your greatest contributions are behind you. Your peak isn't a fading memory. It is the very stage you are standing on right now. While others are slowing down, you are just beginning to harness the full power of your experience. Every year of struggle has been training for the massive wealth building you are about to achieve. The most enduring success stories start exactly where you are, with more road ahead than behind. Forget the hype of the early bloomers and focus on the sustained power of your mature strategy. Your most profitable chapters are being written today, fueled by the clarity only 40 years can provide, 99%. That is the percentage of Warren Buffett's wealth that did not exist until he was past 50. You might think the greatest investor in history was always a billionaire, but the truth is far different. We often view financial success as a young person's game, yet the data tells a much more encouraging story. Buffett's wealth is like a massive tidal wave. For 50 years, it was just a ripple before hitting. For decades, he focused on building career capital and refining the strategies that would eventually define his legacy. Imagine the mental relief when you realize that 99% of your potential wealth is still ahead. This is the ultimate validation of late starter math, proving that time is still your most powerful ally. By age 50, Buffett was successful, but he had not yet reached the stratospheric heights of his career. It was not until he reached age 56 that he officially entered the exclusive ranks of the world as billionaires. His journey proves that peak earning years often arrive much later than our modern culture would have us believe. While younger investors often panic over short-term losses, Buffett relied on a robust and seasoned financial immune system. He understood that the eighth wonder of the world, compound interest, does its heaviest lifting in the end. This delayed explosion of wealth is not an anomaly. It is a mathematical certainty for those who stay consistent. Your cognitive prime provides the clarity needed to navigate complex markets while others are still guessing. Is it possible your best financial years haven't even started yet, despite what social media trends might suggest? Buffett's trajectory shows that your late 40s and 50s are the seasons where the real growth begins. You have spent decades refining your skills, building the foundations that will support your future financial empire. What does it do to your stress levels when you realize your greatest gains are still waiting for you? The fire hose of wealth we discussed earlier only works if you have the patience to let it flow. Buffett proved that wealth is a game of endurance, but he isn't the only one who pivoted late. Sometimes your 40s aren't just for building on the past, but for starting something entirely new. Julia Child did not even know how to cook French food until she was 36 years old. She moved to France and discovered her love for cooking at an age most consider quite late. She did not rush, instead using her cognitive prime to absorb the complex secrets of French cuisine. It took years of dedication before she finally published her culinary masterpiece at 49 years old. Her legendary television career didn't even begin until she was 50, proving success has no expiration date. Is 40 the end of a career, or is it actually the birth of a global industry? Consider the story of Vera Wang, who spent 17 long years climbing the professional ranks at Vogue. Despite her immense dedication, she was eventually passed over for the prestigious editor-in-chief position at the magazine. Instead of giving up, she leveraged her career capital to pivot into a completely different creative direction. She sharpened her design skills at Ralph Lauren, refining the taste that would soon define a generation. Vera Wang didn't just change lanes. She decided to build her own massive fashion highway at 40. At an age when many seek stability, she boldly entered the fashion industry as a fresh entrepreneur. Her experience acted as a financial immune system, protecting her new venture from common youthful mistakes. Today, she stands at the helm of a billion-dollar bridal empire that changed the world of fashion. These icons prove that your peak earning years often start exactly when society says you are finished. They didn't find success despite their age, but because of the specialized mastery only time provides. Could you spend 17 years in one job only to start a billion-dollar empire tomorrow? Shifting gears later in life allows you to utilize the powerful late starter math we discussed earlier. Child and Wang proved that specialization isn't a young person's game, but a master's game. We have looked at the math, the science, and the titans of industry who defied the odds. So, are you still convinced that you missed the boat and your best years are behind you? It is time to synthesize everything we have learned about your unique biological and financial advantages. Data shows that median earnings actually reached their highest point between the ages of 45 and 54. This surge happens because your career capital has finally matured into a powerful engine of professional leverage. You are entering your cognitive prime, where experience and intelligence intersect to create a massive biological upgrade. Your financial immune system is now fully developed, protecting you from the costly mistakes of your youth. Let us revisit the late starter math that turns a seemingly late beginning into a massive fortune. Saving $2,500 a month for 25 years at 7% builds a $2 million portfolio. Your 40s are the sweet spot where you still have enough time for compound interest to explode. Remember that 99% of Warren Buffett's vast wealth was accumulated after he turned 50. Your 40s represent the perfect intersection where wisdom meets the maximum capacity to generate significant wealth. What are you going to do with these peak earning years now that you understand the data? If not now, when will you finally choose to leverage your undeniable biological and professional advantage? Consider this your official permission slip to pursue the success you once thought was lost forever. The narrative of the young disruptor is a myth that ignores the power of the master's game. The boat hasn't sailed, and the horizon ahead is wider than you ever dared to imagine. You are the captain of this ship, and the wind is just starting to pick up. Your journey to financial freedom is not ending. It is actually just beginning to gain momentum. Now is the moment to harness your experience and turn your vision into a lasting legacy. Before you go, there is one critical thing you need to leave behind for good. Do me a favor and delete the comparison because it is the only thing that actually stops you. Comparing your middle to someone else's beginning is like judging a marathon at the first mile marker. Stop scrolling through those young influencers who claim the financial race is already over for you. They do not possess your career capital or the wisdom gained from years of real-world professional battles. You are entering your cognitive prime with a level of focus and clarity they cannot yet imagine. Your financial immune system is now strong enough to weather any market storm or unexpected setback. You are finally stepping into your peak earning years with a strategy that actually produces results. Remember that late starter math proves it is never too late to build a truly massive legacy. Why wait another day to start when your absolute peak performance is happening right now? It is time to join a group of powerhouse peers who are redefining what middle age means. Hit that subscribe button to ensure you never miss a step on this $2 million journey. We are building wealth with precision, leveraging every ounce of experience you have worked so hard for. Your story is not finishing, and it is just reaching the part where things get truly interesting. Are you ready to stop watching highlights and start building a real financial empire today? The world might overlook your age, but the data proves your best years are still ahead. Focus intensely on your own path and let the compound interest of your experience do the work. This community is dedicated to those who know that the second half is where championships are won. Take that first step today, because your future self is counting on the moves you make now. Don't let the noise of the crowd distract you from the mountain you are destined to climb. Your vision is clearer now than it ever was in your 20s, so use that advantage. Every challenge you faced has been training for the massive wealth you are about to create. This is your moment to prove that experience is the greatest financial asset anyone can own. Turn on notifications so you are always ready for our next deep dive into late start wealth strategies. I am honored to be part of your wealth building journey, and I will see you in the next one.